I want to open a door for you to work with eclipse energy. Not just talk about it, not just tell you how much of a karmic cauldron eclipses are, or how much we can evolve during an eclipse, or how much we can shed and let go of and release or heal or awaken to during an eclipse. I want to open an energetic space for you to go there, to actually embody the energy of an eclipse. I know that sounds crazy, but it's something we can do together. And it's my gift to you. It's a complete offering of, this is so beautiful working in this energy. It's so potent. It's so powerful. And I don't see it out there often. I see a lot of astrology reports. I see a lot of talk about eclipses, but I don't see a lot of the embodiment of eclipse energy, or the, here's how you can work with eclipse energy. So I'm creating this as a meditation, although meditation is such a terrible word for what we do, for the spaces that I hold. Meditation, we kind of think we're, sitting in silence and we're sitting still and it's like kumbaya and, we're going into the nothingness, which are beautiful meditations. And we do that sometimes, but not this, not eclipse energy. Eclipse energy is quite literally bringing in the evolutionary energy that eclipses bring. Eclipses are like lightning bolts of change. Eclipses bring an energy of, let me eclipse that old pattern that you've been repeating forever and ever and ever. Let me eclipse that out of your life. Let me eclipse in something totally new. Let me eclipse in something that supports your soul's evolution. Eclipses are all about karma. They're all about what it is that you signed up for at this time in this life to do right now, or to experience right now, or to be right now. Eclipses go way beyond our wants and into soul longings. What it is that we are deeply longing to experience, to call in, to express, to create in this world. Not what we want, like not the surface level wants. It's way deeper than that. And eclipses can catch us off guard sometimes. If you've heard things like, oh my gosh, they're so intense. They bring in surprise elements, and there's deaths and there's births and there's endings and there's beginnings. And it's just, it's so much. And it's so much because it's not giving your surface level self what it wants. It's not giving your mind, your ego self, what it wants, your little self. I like to call ego self little self. It's not giving your little self what it wants. It's giving your true self what it wants. Your big self, your full self, right? Your true self, your authentic self, your soul aligned self, what it's longing to experience and express and explore and create in this life. So that's why they can be very, very tumultuous because we can cling on to things from a surface level, or we can deny soul longings for many, 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 many reasons. And I don't want to go into all of that. You can find other videos on the channel about that. There's tons of stuff that will go deeper into that. You'll find links all over the place. But what I want to do is I want to give us an opportunity now to open this door, to walk into this energy, to eclipse out that which is being called to be eclipsed out of our lives. So just feel into that for a moment. Like eclipsing out that which is being called to be eclipsed out, and then eclipsing in that which is calling to be eclipsed in. And again, this is beyond the mind. So beyond the mind, beyond the mind, beyond the mind, beyond the mind, from a deep soul place in the body. That's going to be our doorway in. So now we're going to move into the actual practice. I'm going to invite you to do this at a time when you have freedom, when we are embodying energy, right? Embodiment requires a space where we feel safe, a space where we feel free, a space where we feel like we can be weird, where we can make sound. Embodiment, if we are embodying energy, that means this whole vessel is involved. This whole thing, the more that we can allow the whole of our body to be involved, all the way from like the feet, the legs, our tailbone, our pelvic space, our bellies, our chests, our throats, our heads, our arms, our hands, the more that we can allow this whole thing to be involved in this practice, the deeper you will go. The deeper you will go, the more it will become a gnosis, right? That deep inner knowing versus an intellectualized thought about something. This is the gift of the feminine path. The gift of the feminine path is embodiment. The gift of the soul path, we don't even have to use the word feminine if we don't want to. That's just a construct and a framework and a way of talking about it. But the soul path is embodied. It's I am not other than my human experience. I am not other than my body. I am spirit in matter. I am soul embodied. I am living my soul expression through my life, through my daily life, through my body. And so this invitation, as we go into this practice, to set your space and to do this at a time when you can be free, when you can get your body involved, when you can move, when you can breathe, when you can make a sound. I promise you, you will go so much further when you can give yourself that. Okay, so now that you're in your space, we're gonna do like maybe a 5-minute meditation, just so you kind of have timings worked out. It's gonna be short and sweet. So I mentioned that our doorway in was going to be deep, soulful place within. Now, let the mind go. Let the mind go. This is, the mind has no business here. The mind has no business here. We can switch that back on later and ask it to translate deeper wisdom. But for this moment, let the mind go. Let the mind go. We are going to tune into deeper wisdom centers, like the wisdom center within you that just knows what it knows but doesn't know how it knows, right? That one, the one that most of us haven't really worked with the whole time, but it switches on. Like you get flashes of insights or flashes of knowings when you're about to make a decision. Like, I just know that that's not right for me. I just know I have this knowing. And so we're going to go in, and it helps if you can go into the body, right? Go into the body and use your awareness, your focus, your intention, your attention, right? So what are you paying attention to right now? Probably me, probably this video, probably the words I'm saying. You might be paying attention to your surroundings. You might be paying attention to the thoughts in your head, those incessant thoughts that might be going on in your head. But now allow all of your awareness to start to go within, almost as if it goes down your throat, kind of down the central channel. If you've worked with me, you work with the central channel a lot, but it goes down your throat, down that central channel. You can just imagine a column down the center of your being, and it goes down into your chest, goes down into your solar plexus, goes down into what I like to call the hara. Some traditions call the hara the dantian. If you're in a woman's body, you can call it womb space, right? But just feeling, there's a point in there that is sometimes referred to as lower seat of the soul. Lower seat of the soul. This is a beautiful access point. It's a powerful access point that allows us to connect into soul. Soul longings, soul truths, soul wisdom, soulful ways of being in the world, soulful expressions. It allows us to come into a place of deeper authenticity with ourselves. Oftentimes we're longing this. We're longing, like, my life just doesn't feel right. I feel like I'm living the wrong life. like the outside doesn't match the inside. I feel empty. I feel like there's more to life. I feel like there's more to me. I feel like I'm not fully living. I feel like I have so much more potential and I'm just eking my way through life, working in this area. And in eclipse energy, shifts that. It takes us to the deep truth of self. It allows us to access deeper truths. This is the stuff that we should have been taught in elementary school, that we should have been taught in the guidance counselor's office when we were trying to figure out a career in high school, right? This is the practices we should have been doing. It's like, let's tap in to the deepest, truest, most soulful place within you, and then let's create from there. Let's create a life from that place. This is what eclipse seasons are asking us to do. This is what they're asking us to do. And on the surface level, what they do is they eclipse out that which doesn't align with that, and they eclipse in that which does align with that, right? So when we want to work with eclipse energy, we activate this area of our being. We activate deep soul truth. So bringing your hands down to this area, I'm going to invite you to stand if you're not standing, or a position where energy can flow. A position where energy can flow. Remember, total freedom here, where energy can flow. And now just in this moment, letting your hands go up and down, and you just let energy flow, right? As your hands go up and down, and you use big full breaths, you can use a sound, you can use a visualization, like you're visualizing just energy moving up and down. It's just moving up and down, 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 up and down. Don't avoid this. Don't skip this part. This is the embodiment of it. These are the lost practices of embodiment. These are the lost practices of the feminine wisdom traditions. It's this. It seems silly, it seems goofy, but it works. It works. So letting that happen, right? And you might feel a lot, or it might feel very subtle, or you might feel like nothing's happening. It's happening. Just keep doing it, right? So you're just breathing and you're letting energy move. Just let it move. Let it move. Enough stagnation, enough holding on to stuff, enough clinging to little things, enough only being alive from the fucking throat up, only using mental energy. So let all of this be activated all the way down to the base of your being, all the way down to that space between your thighs. Do not avoid that space. There is so much juice there. There is so much energy there, and it is linked to your soul. It is linked to your soul. There is no part of our beings that is not linked to our soul. Soulful, embodied living from soul, we've got to go all the way down to the base. We have to include the sexual energy. We have to include the root chakra. We have to include the solar plexus, the belly, the chest, the throat, the head. We have to include the whole thing. And so right now we're just activating it. We're just bringing it online. And so as you're moving and you're breathing and you're letting energy move up and down this channel, you're just letting it be wild. You're letting it be chaotic. You're letting it be almost like waves, like tornado, like chaotic winds. You're just letting it be discombobulating. That is eclipse energy. It is a bit chaotic because it's breaking through old, dense energy, old, stuck spots. And so all we're doing is we're just giving eclipse energy the time and the space to move through the whole of our being, right? The whole of our being. So you let it move and you feel, okay, is there some stuckness? Maybe in my belly? Is there some stuckness in my pelvis? Is there some stuckness in my chest? Where do things feel tight? Where do they feel blocked or clogged? And you just bring your awareness there, your breath and your hand motion, right? You just breathe right through that. You breathe right through that. Bring more juice. Bring some fire, some passion. This is a fire practice. It's a fire practice. There are cooling practices. There are heating practices. There are lightning-like practices. This is a fire lightning practice. Eclipse season is fiery. It's lightning-like. It's intense energy coming at us, and it's coming at us to break up the old. It is such a gift, and we don't need to know what it's breaking up. We just hold that intention. We're working soulfully, so we're working in our highest good, always. We're working in alignment with our true north, our true north, our highest unfolding of our greatest expression in this life. So whatever that energy is coming at and whatever it's starting to remove the block at, or it's starting to, how I visualize it and feel it right now and feel into this, if this feels right for you, is bring in a lightning bolt. That's eclipse. It's a lightning bolt. Bring in a lightning bolt right into the heart, right? Like a lightning bolt of energy. And as that lightning bolt of energy comes into the heart, what it's doing is it's breaking up any blocks. We all have armor around our heart. All of us. We've come in with it. It's been created over heartbreak, over loss, over grief, over pain. Letting it break down the armoring around our hearts. Letting that lightning bolt just come right into your heart and letting it loosen, soften, break down, diminish, disintegrate that armor that's around the heart. That armor, the shells, the casing, the protections, all of that stuff. Letting it come and letting it, again, this is all in your highest good. You're not going to lose armoring that you still need. You're not going to lose protection. Let me hold on to this, but that's little self. That's little self going like, no, I don't want change. I'm scared to love that much. I'm scared to be loved that much. Meanwhile, your soul is craving it. Your soul is craving to experience love to that degree. But little heart is going like, no. There might be pain. So let that lightning bolt just come in and break the heart open. Let it break the heart open. Now, coming down, solar plexus. Coming down into solar plexus, same thing. Lightning bolt energy, lightning bolt. This is awakening, enlivening. It's breaking up the old dense stuff right into this area, right into the belly, right into the belly. We hold tension, we hold power, and control sits here. I want to control things. I want to control what's happening around me. Eclipses let us know that we are not in control in the way we think we are. They let us know that at a moment's notice, we could be taking our last breath. They let us know where we are delusional about control. But our control can oftentimes override what's wanting to be eclipsed out and what's wanting to be eclipsed into our lives. So letting the lightning bolt right into the solar plexus, letting it in. Again, freedom to be weird, freedom to move, freedom to sound, freedom to breathe. You might start coughing when we start to embody on all the levels of the body, right? It is an alchemical reaction and response that touches every aspect of your body. Your muscles change, your nervous system changes, your circulatory system changes. There is nowhere that this awakening, enlivening energy doesn't go, right? And so you might start to feel bodily responses of like coughing or breathing or yawning or tears or emotions or all of that's welcome. It's just energy. It's just energy. There's no judgment around it. All we are doing here is we are giving a space for energy to move, which is what's wanting to happen in eclipse seasons. Big energy is wanting to move. So then come down. We're in the belly. Now come down into sexual center, into the pelvic region, into the sexual organs, right in there, and let the lightning bolt energy come right in there, all the way down to the root, all the way down to the base, that space between your thighs, all the way down, this whole area of the pelvic region, the whole area, lightning energy in there, and let it break up the old dense areas. Let it break up the blocks. It's breaking it up. It's breaking it up. This is the stuff that keeps you stuck. This is the stuff that keeps you in a repetitive pattern, looping. Why do I keep having the same shitty sex life? I don't know. I've had 30 partners and it's the same shitty sex life. Let the lightning bolt energy come in and remove those blocks so the shift can happen. Let it in. And then letting your whole body just shake. Just shake. Now it's just shake. Shake. Remember, embodiment requires movement. It requires breath. It requires sound. It requires fucking freedom. So just letting your whole self shake, breathe, make a sound. And you're just kind of shaking everything loose. And now you're shaking it off. So any of the stuff that was kind of awoken, shifted, changed, dissipated, you might feel like little particles, right? Little particles have gotten broken up. Little particles have been broken up. And then you just, you breathe them out, exhale, exhale them out, and you breathe them out, you shake them off, knowing that everything gets transmuted into love, right? When we're working with this energy, it's Shakti, it all gets transmuted into love. So you're not like, oh no, I'm shaking out my icky karma. Oh no, I'm shaking out the darkness and I'm gonna mess up my house or my family. If you feel like that, then just bring in a whole bunch of white light to transmute it, right? If you've got that going on, that loop or that tape, or you've been trained in some of those modalities, bring in some white light, right? Bring in, just let it all transmute into light, right? Into light, into light. It happens instantaneously, right? We just hold that intention. So just whoosh. And then you kind of want to feel into, all right, do I want to like flush my system with a bit of that light, right? Like this is soul fire. It's like high grace light, high grace light. Eclipses bring a lot of grace. They bring a lot of grace. And so letting just, if it feels right or if that energy is there, it might arise from within you and explode out of you. It might come in from the top. It might rise up from the bottom, but just letting like a grace flood happen. Letting the grace flood happen. And as the grace flood happens, what it does is it just pushes out anything that no longer serves. That's it. Just pushes out anything that's ready to be eclipsed out. That's ready to be eclipsed out. No mind. I know the mind wants to jump in here and it wants to go, what is it? What did I just eclipse out? We don't get to know. If we get to know, then we will know. If we're meant to know, we will know at some point. You will have a vision, you'll have a dream, you'll have an insight, you'll have a thought, you'll know. You'll watch it in a week, life has completely changed, and you'll go, holy crap, that was what happened when I let that armoring go from my heart. Wow, that is what happened when I allowed the eclipse energy and the grace-filled light to go into my sexual organs, right? But letting the mysteries be the mysteries, working in this energy, it is mysterious. The mind cannot comprehend this. It is way beyond what the mind can comprehend. So if the mind has some insights, great. Write them down, be with them, have a conversation about them, reflect on them, right? If the mind is like, wow, that was just really intense, and I don't know. I don't know what I'm eclipsing out or what I'm eclipsing in. Let it be that. Let it be that. We are so heavily dependent on mental realm and intellectualizing things that we've let go of heart wisdom. We've let go of lower wisdom. We've let go. We've forgotten body wisdom. What? Why are we only in the intellect? And so just let it be a translator if there's something that gets translated from this practice. If there's something that gets translated in this practice. So this practice is beautiful for any eclipse. If you're hanging out and you're in the eclipse of 2021 or any time during this year, there's another meditation that I've done on the Saturn-Uranus square. That is a theme and an energy that's happening all year. It is another beautiful meditation like this where we walk into the energy, we consciously work with it in alignment with that true north piece, our soul piece. And you'll find the link up here in the video. You'll find it down below in the description as well. And so if you're feeling like, wow, I want to deepen into this particular energy, which is definitely coming up in the eclipses of 2021, but it's really the whole year of 2021, and you want to do more or bring some more juice. It's about releasing the old, bringing in the new. It's kind of that battle between old and new, old and new, old and new, old and new, old and new. It's a very popular video on our YouTube channel. So, and a lot of people have enjoyed it. All right, speaking of if you've enjoyed it, if you've enjoyed this and you want more practices, more meditations, more experiential stuff, hit the like button. leave a comment below and say, more Sabrina, more meditations, more practices, more, like give us more. We love these experiential things. Or on the flip side, if you're like, I want more mind food, I want more talking, I want more comprehending, leave that in the comments too. So let me know what you prefer in the comments. Do you want more experiential meditations, or do you want more mind food, talking, conversations around things? Also, if you don't want to miss any YouTube videos that come out, hit the bell, then you get notifications. So subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, then you won't miss any of our upcoming videos that come out. And if you want extra stuff that only goes out to our subscribers, then head on over to sabrinalynn.com. Yeah, we're kind of moving all of our new stuff that's coming out over to that website, just so that we can bring more in different themes, in different realms, in different areas. So, all right, enjoy Eclipse, go for it. Feel free to do this practice as much as you like, or certain parts of it. I often will work through an eclipse season for weeks, right? Because it's depending on how many eclipses, sometimes there's 2, sometimes there's 3, depending on the season, but I will work in that energy for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. So don't hesitate to repeat parts of this, or to repeat this if you feel to. One last thing I'll leave you with is, remember that place that we talked about, that lower seat of the soul. That is a great place to come to. So after we've done this, allowing things to be flushed out in an eclipse and allowing things to move, if we come to the lower seat of the soul and we just rest there, we just rest in that area. It often feels very still. It feels very peaceful. It feels like home. And then here's an embodied practice to do. You move through the room or your space, because what that's emulating is you're moving through life, right? From the seat of your soul. You're moving through life from soul longings versus, where's my head moving me? Where's my head moving me? Where's my old family conditioning moving me? Where are my weird karmic patterns moving me, right? You move from deepest soul truth. And so I don't know if you can see my hand, but my hand is on that area, that hara, that dantian, that lower seat of the soul. And I just move through my space from here. I walk through this world from that place. I walk toward the things that this area of my body is longing for, right? I call in the things that this area of my body is longing for, not my surface level mental thoughts or my family patterning or what's going to make me feel accepted and loved and, the good opinion of everyone else. It's, what am I deeply, authentically longing for? And I move toward those things from this place, and you just walk around your space that way, and you call in, right? So both of those are powerful practices, both the moving toward, which our society typically leans toward, that's a very masculine way, is the doing. But what if you were to flip over to the feminine way? The magnetizing in, the calling in, right? That which your soul is longing for. So it's using feminine allurement in a soulful way, in a divinely aligned way that is a gift to the good of the all of everything. Because if it's aligned with my soul and my highest, truest good, it's aligned with the highest, truest good of everything else around me. There's another video on that, aligning with that highest, truest good, and when it's in alignment for us, it's in alignment for the rest of the world. So if you're interested in that, you'll find another link to a video up here and a link in the description below. All right. Enjoy, and maybe I'll see you in another practice right now, like the Saturn-Uranus square, or maybe into the information video about soul alignment. Okay, see you there.